Hello you guys. Today I'm going to be number one showing you guys a file system that I use for school. I really encourage you guys to get one. I really do. I encourage you guys to get one, and I think that when you get one and you begin to save and store all your files from school, and you realize that what you learned way back when you were in undergraduate school was very informative, and you can use that later on in life. I realized that some of the resources that I thought I knew about was nothing compared to the resources that Full Sail has, because marketing is constantly changing and they're always updating the resources and the curriculum and things like that. So I want to stay on top of that. I want to go back and remember what it is that I learned in school and not just be like, what was that class that I took? I don't remember. Yeah, I don't want to be that person. So it took me about 6 months into another degree program and switching to my current degree program for me to realize that I need to kind of be saving every assignment and everything that I do in all of my classes, so that I can look back on it later on in life and say, well, this is what I learned, and I can probably still apply it to what's going on in that time. And also, we're going to be going over, again, weeks 1 through 3. I will not go over 4. I'll do like an overview of 4, but I will not go over the finished product, because the week just started Monday and I haven't done it yet. So let's start with the file system. Now, like I said, I encourage you guys to get a file system, and these are my icons. Yeah, so I changed the finder icon. If you guys want to know how to do that, just ask. I also changed the folders I basically went through my Mac and just figured out how to do stuff, and I changed everything from the color. Usually that will be purple. I changed it to green. I don't think that's hard to find, but yeah. So what I did was, in my finder, I organized it. I'm an organizationist. I love organization. I try to organize to the best of my ability. So what I did was, in here, I separated each folder. I came from a different program. I came from marketing. I came from music production, the Bachelor's of Science, which is right here. And I switched to Internet Marketing, Bachelor's of Science. So I have a folder for each because I took classes for each. And so since we're in marketing, we're just going to stick with this. And right here, I have the folder where it says classes. It's going to list all my classes. And right here, I have a dummy folder that has all the basic things that you would need in each class, like assignments. These are the basic folders that you would need for each and every class. Each and every class has these. You have a discussion, you have your classmates, everything that's in the tab at the top of your class. Whenever you log in and you go to your class, whatever class it may be, it always has the same tabs. I have folders for those tabs. And in each for each week, you have a certain, list of responsibilities and activities. So I have, something for week 1, week 2, references, just everything that you would, by default, would be there. I have a folder for that just in case, so I don't have to go back and just keep trying to make folders for it. I can just copy and paste it. I want to make my job easier, not harder. So right now, these are all the classes that I've taken that are in my specific degree program that I've taken already, which is art history, behavioral science, college mathematics. You do not want to play with that class. That is nothing to play with. I'm telling you, it's nothing to play with. Digital storytelling and branding, that's something that I know now that I'm going to need later, but I didn't pay attention to earlier on when I took it twice, and for each time I take it, I have a folder for it with all the information that I took. The second time, I learned my lesson, and I kind of cleaned up my work, and then I did everything like that. English composition, again, is nothing to play with. I don't even like English, which is why I think it's nothing to play with. If you don't like it, it's going to be hard for you. Fundamentals of Science is the class that I took before the class that I'm taking now. And I got an A in that class. And like I said, here are all the default folders. And in each folder, I have all the information that corresponds to that particular folder or that particular name. So if there was any announcement, I would put it in that folder. I got my classmates by individual profiles. Now, you may not do this, but I do it. what I'll do is I'll go and I'll take a snapshot of all my classmates so that I'll know who was in my class for that particular time. And then I'll go back and go to each one of their profiles and I'll do a screenshot of everyone individually. So, and just so that I can keep up with them, via social media later on in life. So these are all my classmates. Well, you don't need to see all that. Take a picture of my course instructor. Every time we have go-to meetings, which for this class we didn't, I would put the files in there, or either in there or in the particular weeks. You got your overall grade, what you earned for for that class. Even though it shows up in the FSO platform, I still like to take a screenshot of it just in case something happens. And then you got the references tab, and then you have week 1 and week 2, week 3, and week 4. All the assignments that correspond to those particular weeks. You have welcome, and this is the class that I'm in now, Fundamentals of Web Design, which is we're going to talk about in a second. And like I said, all the default dummy folders are in here. My classmates, I took this class twice. Well, technically I'm taking it once because I withdrew from it the first time because I didn't want to take it, so I withdrew from it. I got my course instructor, which is the same person. She teaches this course. She's been teaching it for years. Go to meetings, things like that, rubrics, other things that don't really fit into a category. My overall grade, the class isn't done yet, so I can't give you an overall grade for it. The references tab, week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4. This week just started, so I went ahead and did that. And I'm going to show you, before I stop doing this, what I do for each week. So basically, each week has its own assignment. So what I do is I take a screenshot of what the week is, what it's supposed to look like for the week. So these are all the assignments for this particular week when it's due and things like that. And then for the projects, I create a folder and I put all the assets and the information, instructions, and then if when I do the assignment, I make another folder that says either my response or my something, my work or something like that, so that I know the difference. And the same thing goes for, I write all the instructions on a RTF file. I will do it in a Word doc, but it's like way too big, and I don't need all that space. And yeah, all the instructions I do in a text edit document. And this may be overkill. This really may be overkill, but I just want to let you guys know that this is what I do, and I encourage you guys to do it because I'm telling you, the stuff that you'll learn in these classes, see, it's invaluable. You know what I mean? It's really, really something that you'll want to go back and learn, especially if you've never learned about any of these things in your life. You really want to have a file system so that you won't just be like, okay, I learned, just be thinking you know something or thinking you remember something when you didn't. I want to know for sure that I learned it and this is where it's at. So if I really, really want to go back and learn it again, then I can. And some of these classes are not even organized right. If I had known that I was going to do this beforehand, it would have been organized. So all of these things that I learned in behavioral science, they would have been organized like they are now. But they're not organized because I just created this a couple of months ago. I created this system. And like I said, I encourage you guys to do it because when you look back over your degree, over your school life and all the stuff that you learned, you want to remember all of it. And I also, that's not it. Took a screenshot of my school grades, and every month when I pass a class, I mark down the grade. Now this may not be something that you do, but like I said, I'm an over-obsessed organizationist. I overanalyze things, and I have to have everything in order, for the most part. And that's what I do. So every month I go in and I write down the grades of every class that I've taken, and I calculate my GPA. And right now I have like almost a 3.0 because I failed a couple classes, which set me back, but I'm working my way back. I have like maybe 5 more classes to do before I can get my 3.0, and then I'll be set. So that is my file system. Like I said, I encourage you guys to do it. You don't have to do it my way, but come up with a way that fits you and that works for you. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I know it was kind of lengthy, and I know I rambled on a bit, but I hope you guys understand the concept. And the whole point of it was just trying to get you guys to understand how important school information is to remember. You don't have to remember it in your mind, but you can remember it, by saving it, especially if you go to school online. So I'm done talking. In the next video, we'll talk about what we learned in weeks 1 through 3. And I will talk to you guys a bit later.